This is going to be our first episode of our podcast. And I am Dr. Patsy Evans. I am a clinical sexologist and traumatologist, mental health counselor.
Extremely important for this subject, yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I am the field commander, just because that was a really fun little title that one of our group members came up with, for a team of sleuths and investigators for an archive that I started around December of 2025 called Epstein Wiki. Mm-hmm. And the goal of Epstein Wiki is to be a permanent, accurate archive for the Epstein cases, where we are working collaboratively in order to explain every piece of evidence and to counter misinformation and to help both private investigators and the government investigators that are trying to investigate and prosecute those that are involved in the Epstein class.
Right, and there are good people in the government trying to do it, but typically outnumbered, which is the problem.
It is. So I guess that's a small description of what we're doing. It kind of evolved. It started off as sort of like this archive, and we are now involved and have kind of become this full kind of archive investigation group.
Detective group.
OSINT
investigations.
Yes.
And OSINT is short for Open Source Intelligence Gathering.
Open Source Intelligence Gathering.
For those that don't know.
Yep. Let me give an origin story as I explain a little bit about what we do.
Yeah, what's your origin? Give us
the origin.
Origin kitty.
The kitty origin. So once Schiedler was elected, January of 2025, I decided to take a sabbatical from my therapy practice and work at fighting for the resistance full time, I guess would be the first thing to say. And I have always been fascinated with the Epstein files and case. I live in Florida. I am a kink specialist, and as a sex therapist, these sort of sex related true crime things are kind of up my alley per se. And I was really frustrated after the last release. And hurting for the survivors, and put out there, I found out through my investigation that JeffreyEpstein.net, which was the blog site for Jeffrey Epstein to fix his reputation online. And I said, it was like $3,000. I can't afford that, Right. And so I went online and said, if somebody's willing to purchase this domain for me, I will make an Epstein archive and make sure that the government is never going to be able to take away the proof again, or something like that. And in 24 hours later, somebody bought it and then contacted me and said, we need to do something with this. And I went,
a generous anonymous donor, or did they want to be
generous anonymous donor? As if they got in trouble with their wife over it. I felt really bad. I felt so bad. But it has turned into, he has no idea that it's turned into this phenomenon. So then I put...
he doesn't keep in touch?
A little bit. Bit.
Look at what we made. It's great.
Right. Like, I think he follows, but I don't spend a ton of time going back and engaging.
He's not an active sleuth.
No.
Okay.
So then once I did this, I said, I can't do this on my own. This isn't rounding. I put a call out. Anybody interested in working on this with me? And now 6-7 months later, we have a team of like 30 people and the most interesting team in the world. We have Knight here, who is this like cybersecurity expert, by the way, who is available if anybody is hiring. He's been amazing. He has saved our ass so many times. Oh, I mean, booty. Sorry. Don't mean to.
Booty.
Yeah, he saved our booty so many times. We have a data scientist with a PhD. And let me tell you, that has been amazing. Epstein Data, it is the AI portion of the work that we do. We have an Ivy League professor.
And to be clear, because AI is a touchy subject.
Okay, yes.
We do not rely on AI data. We simply use it as a tool and then verify it by a human.
Absolutely. That's one of the things with us is that we are
there's a huge distrust on AI right now. So
absolutely. And we're doing our best to use ethical AI tools as well, including we're trying to build our own server and we're trying to do things in order to make it as ethical as possible.
Right. And as the GPU market right now, that is a price that most people can't afford.
Exactly. But we're doing our best. We have Ellie Leonard is part of our group, who has been one of the most amazing. Like, I totally fangirled when she decided to join us. I almost died. I still, every time she talks to me, I'm like, oh, it's such an honor. Because she is a brilliant journalist with receipts. You find her on Substack. And she has been super, between her and Katie Chenoweth and the American Freak Show News folks have been, and Becca have been amazing with getting us the information we need in order to get data on to Epstein data that's accurate and correct. Let me say that one of the challenges we're having with the Epstein case is that there's just so much of it. We're talking millions of documents and then millions of people reading through the documents and picking and choosing without context, and that's dangerous.
Yes.
And so part of what
that's how you get harmful conspiracy theories.
That's how you get conspiracy theories and harmful, and it muddies the waters in our investigation. So part of everything that we do is when we have a piece of evidence up on the wiki, it explains everything. And it says things like, these are the takeaway from the evidence. This is why it's here. This is what it proves and what it doesn't prove.
Right. Not disprove, but does not have
evidence for. This is what it says. So we're trying very carefully to do that. We write reports regularly. Everybody has Substacks in our group, and we write reports and produce those reports that explain, okay, we know that Zampoli is connected to Epstein, and here is why that we have this. Or we know that the Dubins allowed their kids to go and hang out with Epstein, and here is our evidence why. And our goal, we actually we have some influencers. Becca Day is one of ours. Anthony Andrews is one of ours.
They should be on the podcast soon-ish.
Yeah, I think like episode 3.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
It's just scheduling. That's the problem.
Exactly. And we have sleuths that don't want to be known, and they're in the background. My favorite is the librarian. We call her capital T, capital L.
It's a dangerous job here.
It's a very dangerous job.
We've had cease and desist letters. We've had harassment campaigns. We've had. Have we had any doxing yet or not yet?
Not really. Not too bad. Nothing like, I've had people like throw my practice website out there, and I'm like, okay.
Sign up.
Yeah, I mean, like, all right, thanks for the marketing. Yeah. So it's interesting. The chat runs about 24 hours a day. Oh, we have Lisa Tate, who's in Australia. She's our Aussie sleuth. And she's been working on this case since like 2017 or 18 and has some amazing pieces because she's coming from the Australian end of it. And Australia was a big part of the Epstein case because that's eventually where Virginia Roberts exiled herself for safety. Unsure if you knew that.
That's news to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's
pretty shallow in the whole Epstein stuff.
Well, that's why you host. That's why you're
hosting. I host and I focus on keeping you guys, cybersecurity safe.
Mm-hmm.
But the research itself, I don't dabble in as hard as you guys. So a lot of it will go over my head. But that's not everybody needs an expert.
And that's why we need a team. Nobody can do this. No sole person can do this. This is why the team that we have is so important. And we're always recruiting more. We're always recruiting we need editors, we need writers, we need people who want to do some open source digging to help us connect pieces together. Because it's going to take a village The governments have let these survivors down. They've let us all down. And so I guess our little team of 30 has already done better than the FBI did in the last 20 years of putting pieces together, to be honest.
That's unfortunate, but
and that is unfortunate considering none of us are FBI people.
To
We've
be
got
fair,
lawyers.
to the FBI, they have a giant, massive crew, but they also have a giant, massive workload of not just Epstein crimes.
And really, it was their superiors.
A little bit of
it's the superiors that to the problem. It's not the FBI agents. It was the superiors that created. But the reality of it is that we've been able to already do quite a bit. We help the oversight committee. We send them data, and we'll put together questions that they need to ask, because the reality of it is their tools are extremely limited right now. And, this is a big staff of people that are finding out how intense this network is. I mean, it is global. This is a global network. It involves multiple countries, multiple governments, the Mossad, the Italian mafia, the Jewish mafia, the Russian mafia, the CIA, the KGB. I mean, this is the most, it's like a fungus that kind of just infected everything.
It's crazy. It's a really deep, intricate network of enablers. Not technically everybody abused children, but if you are enabling or you're turning a blind eye, you're still pretty much guilty.
Yep, absolutely.
If you're like, yeah, this kid's being abused, but I'm not going to say anything, that's pretty sure that's illegal. If it's not illegal, it's immoral.
Exactly. Which brings me to one of the things that I think is really important for our listeners and our watchers to pay attention to and to understand is that, like Kendrick said, they're not like us. Our values are different. The way we hold value onto human life and people are different. And we're going to explain this much further in a different episode. But this type of behavior and the things that we're seeing has been going on for generations. And it just kind of keeps getting passed down and passed around. And at some point, we just need to stop it.
Yeah, stop the trauma. What would we be? Where will we be after this is all over?
Well, my hope, my 5-year plan is that eventually we become a non-for-profit, and our whole purpose is to help other sex trafficking survivors get justice based on
theoretically,
our ability to investigate it.
Once the Epstein stuff is done and brought to justice, there are other sex trafficking victims that would need our assistance, and we can pivot to them once this is covered and properly done. So our work would never be done.
The work is never going to be done. I'm not even sure if our work will be done with Epstein.
No, I don't believe. I'm just saying, we don't want to have just one goal in mind. We want to have survivors of all trafficking are in our minds and on our plate.
Absolutely.
It's a big plate.
It is. We chose the butterfly because the blue butterfly is the symbol for sex trafficking and sexual assault survivors, which is part of it. Also, the butterfly effect, where a single small wave of a butterfly wing can completely change the course of history. Butterfly wings look webby to me. So we had we had fun deciding that the butterfly was going to be our symbol.
Yeah, I think we really all kind of landed on the butterfly together.
We have survivors that we work with. We have a couple of survivors in our sleuth group, and they've been wonderful. I think one of the things that we're trying very, very hard to do is to be survivor and trauma
forward.
Yeah, I would say trauma and survivor forward. So one of the
trauma and survivors, because we want to believe their stories, but we also want to We want to prove that their stories are accurate, so we have evidence, because hearsay doesn't quite hold up in court.
Exactly. And the other piece too, like we have some side projects that aren't just investigative that I think are important to mention. Like our data scientist is really has the errors in redaction really bothered him. He felt like traumatic and horrible thing to do to the survivors. And so one of his missions has been to find all the other Epstein databases out there, like Jmail and Epsteinify and the web, and there's several out there, and finding out which documents that they still have on their servers that are unredacted and shouldn't be, to try and have those corrected. So one of the things that we're adamant about is there's not a single piece of evidence that's going to go on the wiki that harms a survivor in any way, having their picture, having their address, they're having their full name, things like that are not things that we think.
Right. And there's some suspicious redactions that seem very powerful.
Yes, they do. That's the other
that's what we're trying
project.
To undo.
And that's the other project on the back end that we're working on, is figuring out, because we are investigating and we're not going to, put the stuff out there. We are trying to find out the redactions that were inappropriate redactions, is what I'll say.
Inappropriate
redactions. Like, for example, we have some really strange ones that, like, they say that they're child pornography and they'll hide the face of the female and the face of the male and the genitals of the male, but not the genitals of the female.
Right. And my theory was they used AI, and AI is not very good. They might have used Grok. That's bad towards Grok because they suck.
Yeah, they do, but they've got the government contract, right?
Yeah,
for that
the
kind of
biggest
thing.
government contract.
And I want to remind you,
I don't trust Grok with anything, and definitely not drones.
Oh, I definitely trust Grok to be able to make child porn.
Yeah, it's apparently good at that.
It's very good at that, and he doesn't take it off.
Yeah,
it is still there. So that's also one of the things we're trying to figure out, the end redactions. We have discovered a ton of gaps in evidence, as far as like whole 6-month periods of no emails or no voice calls. We also now have discovered that there's a lot more subpoenas that should have gone out that didn't. For examples, like they should subpoena Xbox for the Xbox conversations, and we now know he had 4 other email addresses. It's in there, but we don't have the emails from those email addresses. We know he had a Match.com account. We don't have the data from the Match.com account. And so another project we have is putting together a list of subpoenas of information and data that we feel like would be very important and in order to gather more evidence for prosecution.
Right. And that's our goal, right? We work with at least one lawyer or one person practicing law. And just so we can write it up correctly.
Yeah, we do.
They're not doing legal stuff, but they're yeah, that could be used as this, or no, that can't be used as this.
Our
you should
lawyers
contact a real lawyer for that circumstance.
Our lawyers that help us, we have some that are in the group and some that are allied outside the group, and they've been great. I often have them go in and reread how I've written stuff so that they can say, "Oh, I think this one feels a little too finger pointy."
Yeah, advice is what they're giving us.
The neutral tone of the wiki is super important to us. Our Substacks may be a little different. But the wiki,
I can point fingers all I know. That's
exactly. That's absolutely.
That's a First Amendment thing.
Absolutely. And that's what I want to make clear to our listeners too, is that we've got to balance that, and we're going to help you balance that too. That our Substacks we have our receipts there and we put them in there, but remember that sometimes we're going to have opinions in there as well. When we're here, we will be providing receipts, a receipt blog every time we're doing a podcast so that you can go through and read. And the wiki will always be neutral in its flavoring. Even when I do the sleuth reports from the Substacks, you'll see that I'll pull in the information, but I'm very clear about writing, hey, this is what we know, this is conjecture, this is, right, what it doesn't tell us.
We separate our opinions from the work we do,
and that's super important to us.
I think that's what differentiates us between a lot of other groups.
The other thing, we do have a corrections policy. Yes, we use some AI. Yes, we also have humans, and we're using more humans than AI, which means that we're going to have errors. So we have corrections policies, and we ask for people to please
errors, and humans make errors, but we're willing to fix our errors.
We want to fix them. So if there is, I've had people say, this tone makes me feel like you're non-supportive of male survivors. Okay, let me redo this, because that's not at all what we're saying. This is in regards, I think, to the Sasha
We are willing to go back and make it more neutral if you find a problem with it.
Or if we made a mistake, like if we accidentally worded something incorrectly. I think right now I have a list of fact checks that I need to go in and correct. Like one of them is the date of a subpoena. Like that type of thing happens all the time. So yes, we honor and ask everyone. pevans@epsteinwiki.com. If there's corrections or tips or anything, please feel free to come in and send them, because I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Please don't tell anybody I'm trying to get with, but we are open to the feedback. Being a sex therapist, I spend most of my time blowing everyone's mind. I think one of my favorite aspects of the group
is we have a team call.
We have a team call. The clearing
and it doesn't
group.
Always have to be work related, but it's entertaining, and I think it's like a stress relief. I find it very relaxing.
This is hard work. Anybody looking through the files and actually doing deep dives, it changes you for life.
Oh yeah, we're all traumatized, but thank goodness you're a traumatologist.
Yeah, exactly. So the Quakers do this really cool thing. I learned about this when I was in graduate school. That called a clearing group, where you everybody goes in and everybody's quiet until somebody speaks up. And the purpose of the clearing group is to kind of purge the things that are there and kind of weighing on you, and to kind of clean. And so aside from just doing some collaborations, as far as, again, we literally text 24 hours a day on our sleuth groups.
Yes, if you join the sleuth groups, please mute it for your sanity. And your data needs to be muted too.
Because it does. I mean, we literally, we're working all the time, and we have multiple groups working on multiple projects in regards. And the clearing group, we go in and we talk about not just some of the investigative stuff we're doing, and we brainstorm about stuff, but we also are clearing the things that bothered us, the things that we're feeling really gross about. Like, for example, I remember in one group I brought up and said, I can never watch another beauty contest. I grew up as a little girl wishing I could be Miss America, and be beautiful and have a tiara and all that, because it was such a part of our culture.
And you're beautiful no matter what. Don't worry.
Thank you. I love you too. But you know what I mean? Like, as a little girl in the culture, you grew up to see this, and now I know that beauty contests.
I want to be one of those, and then you see the horrors behind the scenes. You're like,
there are not beauty contestants who aren't trafficked or molested or they are traumatized. The same with fashion models. I can't.
Miserable.
And kids' catalogs. I can never look at those the same at all.
That sounds like an Epstein thing, like a catalog for kids.
It does. So I got in the mail, mind you, all my kids are grown, but a random, catalog in the mail, and it's all like girls 15 and under, clearly.
What is a kid catalog? Can you go into
kids' clothing?
Detail what? Oh, it's for clothing.
It was for children's clothing. It was 10 pages. 15 and under, very sexualized. They don't say a whole lot. The picture of the girls being sexualized was big, and the writing about the clothes was like an 8-point font.
Oh, okay, so it's very much more like a adult magazine.
It felt more like a Victoria's Secret, yes, and the vibe. And now I see these things, and that's all I can see anymore.
It breaks you. This stuff breaks you.
It truly does.
I know we've had mental breaks. We've had people leave because it was too much.
Yeah, we've had people just walk the fuck out and never talk to us again.
And you're like, okay, it's too much. It's not for everybody.
Respect. I love people who can manage and recognize and have the insight to say, I can do this or I can't do this. So it will get to you. I complain to the group all the time and gripe at them. I mom up and tell them to make sure they're self-caring and doing the things that they need to do.
Remember to self-care yourself, though. You do too much.
We need more volunteers. We definitely need more volunteers.
Applications are open, homies.
Applications are open. In fact, we just got our whole tiered process and our application process. We also have a Discord server we're starting
because we want to make sure we vet people. Because we got to protect the survivors. We have a close-knit group of people that are trusted explicitly. And then we want to make sure that if you are new, you might have good intentions, but unfortunately, the internet, and we can't trust everybody.
Absolutely.
Actually, the general rule is don't trust anybody right away. So.
Especially, we are now on, for the warning the people volunteer, just to let you know, we are on the White House radar now. Although we haven't made the list, and I'm so sad.
The list of targeted?
We haven't made the.
We're leftists. We're already targeted.
Yeah, but we're not. No, but like, there's this
I'm a radical leftist right here. Look at me.
I hear you. I hear you, but the White House has this new website. The White House website has this new section for dissidents now. The ones that they find that are the most evil.
Antifa?
Oh, there's like CNN, MSNBC.
Oh, that's so funny.
Brian Taylor Cohen, who I love, and Aaron
mixed feelings on him, but whatever.
Yeah, like
I think his inflammatory clickbait is a bit much, but he does good news coverage.
He does do good coverage. I think Democracy Docket might be on there, but like
we'll make it on there. Just wait till we start.
I'm hoping.
Watch these episodes come out, and
we'll end up on the goal? White House list. But that's one of my goals. I want the patch that says made the. So we have goals for our sleuths, just so you know. Although this subject matter is not funny, we are dark humor people. We have to laugh.
We have to be.
We have to. Otherwise, we would be. But we have made patches now for certain accomplishments, like getting a cease and desist letter, getting blocked by a billionaire. What are some other? Getting stalked by a fan.
We have fans.
Well, like Ellie's pretty popular. Ellie's pretty popular. You know what I mean? Becca's pretty popular. Yeah, Becca's pretty popular, and I can't wait to have her on.
Security measures to keep myself from being
stalked. I'm so happy we get to see her face now.
Oh yeah, I'm getting used to it. It's a use thing.
So yeah, we have to protect the integrity of the group. So we have tiers. Every episode, our plan is not only to answer a question that came from you, by the way, all of our questions we want coming in, because we don't want to just give you data that you don't need or care about. Our goal is to answer the questions that are coming out of the investigation, that is from all over, not just our work, but also all over. We want to be able to say, hey, yeah, this is why they're doing that. The other question that I got that was really popular was, why TF, watching my languages, has no one else even been arrested for this?
Look at who's in charge of the Justice Department, and then you add your answer. Okay.
Exactly.
Who is it now? Pam is gone, so
It's Blanche who is worse.
Oh, it's Blanche, right? Okay.
Yeah, who is
I
worse?
can't keep
He's
track. They cycle
really
through every
dangerous.
couple weeks.
Very, very dangerous. In fact, he is now making it a point to make sure that most everyone he is appointing to positions are Epstein related. Right now, almost the entire cabinet has at least one, if not multiple, criminal links to the Epstein.
It's
yeah, what I would say,
empire.
criminal
I'm pretty
links.
sure somebody has already said that. So, I think a governor said that.
So just so you know that the reason why we aren't getting anywhere on oversight per se, although we
so
are.
Go out and vote, kids. Voting will probably fix this if you have the right to vote in a couple months.
My prediction is that New Mexico will probably be leading the chase on some things because New Mexico, the entire New Mexican story was entirely ignored in this process. And I have the hypothesis, everybody has a different feeling, but I think that the worst things happened there. And I think that there's a lot there.
Did Epstein have property in New Mexico?
He did, the Zorro Ranch, and they never searched it. The AG came out this week and said that he was told by this administration to drop anything about it. The person who bought the ranch is linked to this network. So they have now created their own oversight committee, although I'm a little scared about a couple members on it. And they have reopened that investigation. So I think they're going to lead the charge in the United States. Now, as far as other countries go, right now, France, the UK, don't hold me to this 100%, but I'm pretty sure Brazil is going to also be in there. The German government is starting to make noise because we have recently found out that there is a model who disappeared in 2015 that we have found in the files, who was introduced to Jeffrey at least through a transactional conversation with one of his
traffic. It's missing and potentially deceased.
Yes. And so I think the German government may reopen that case. I'm still that case is personal for me because I was raised in Germany. And I've been saying all along, where is Germany in these files? I need to be able to I can at least translate German and I can have conversations with the police and things there so we can at least do that piece, right?
Good that it's coming out.
This is the first one. This is the first one I've been able to find linked to Germany. But Qatar, I know Dubai is huge. And in fact, we now know that Dubai is probably one of the, I'm probably going to get shot for saying this. I'm going to say, in my opinion, based upon the evidence and the data that I have been reading, Dubai is probably one of the sex trafficking capitals of the entire world. And
I mean, isn't that where all the rich people own property? It's like what
it is. It is
a billionaire playground.
Yeah, it's a billionaire playground. And I will tell you, I know many sex workers that
legal sex workers, consensual
ethical sex workers.
Right.
Like I have a friend who's a dom.
Not legal to be a sex worker.
Well, I have. Again, I grew up in Germany, so I'm a very international girl.
No, it's totally okay. I just want to make sure
I have
you get the right
a dominatrix in London that's a close friend, and I have a professional submissive in Amsterdam, and but I have my friend in London, literally she makes a whole year's salary in a month in Dubai.
I want that a lot.
Some of the stories that she's passed on, I'm not sure it's worth it. But she lives a good lifestyle and it's consensual, and she's smart. She's been putting enough away that she's only got about 2 years left in the business, and then she's retired for life.
That's good.
Yeah. So anyway, but going back, Macau is also a big place for sex trafficking. I don't know if you knew that in China.
I know there was like the Chinese sex trafficking
But
tunnels.
but
and
Macau
stuff.
is a big one. But anyway, Dubai is the big one. And we do know that the German model was in Dubai with the pimp that used to help
It's crazy.
Epstein
And we
get
have
girls
receipts
in
for all
Europe.
this, correct?
We have receipts for all this. Yes, we do.
Yes. And we want to make sure that that's what we're doing.
And that's what and that we're posting.
Yes.
And if we're missing something, by the way, please
you have a
contact
story.
us, because like I'm human and I make mistakes, and there's so many of us working on this and we have a lot on our plates. So we are, again, I want to say we want to own our mistakes.
How do people
Please.
sign up if they're willing to join the sleuths? What is the process?
Okay. So so far the process we have is on
We're
Epstein.
working at it as we speak, though. So it's not
we
set in
are.
stone.
We are. So EpsteinWiki.com. If you go up there, we have
become the sleuth page, isn't there?
There is. What we have is our team on the menu. It says, you'll see home, about us, our team, Epstein Wiki, Epstein News. And if you click on the team, the next item is become an Epstein sleuth. And that's our application process. And then what I do is I take the applications and we look at them, and I provide them to our little butterfly board, which consists of about
butterflies.
A board of butterflies, which consists of about 15 of us that are the core group that have been here since the very beginning. And we talk about the person, and then we we will invite them into our different tiers in our signal groups. And as we get to know you, and as you contribute to the wiki and butterfly and whatnot, whatever your role is, we have some people that just run some social media. We have people, like, literally there is no job that is too small.
Just being an influencer is good enough. We have
being an influencer, sharing our stuff is wonderful.
We might not be in the inner circle with just sharing, but you're something. You're helping.
Mm-hmm.
And to just be helping is honestly kind of rewarding.
It really is. It makes you feel like the number one thing I'm seeing these days in patients is this sense of feeling very helpless. We are in the middle of a fascist regime takeover in the US. We have these wars going on. Nobody can afford their rent, food, whatnot. We are in crisis right now, and people feel very helpless. And the first thing that I tell everybody that walks in my door and says, I don't know what to do, is I say, you can do something. The best way to empower yourself is do one item. Send one email to your lawmaker. Share something that corrects misinformation. Everything counts. There is nothing too small. And if anybody who tells you that, just kick them in the no-nos.
Yeah. No.
Because that's not, just like there's no stupid questions. There really isn't stupid questions. It's anytime someone asks a question.
Clarify that disinformation is malicious intended information that's false, and then misinformation is I was fooled and I shared it by accident.
Exactly.
So there's a differentiate that we should
absolutely clarify. And we make mistakes. AI has gotten to a place right now.
It's self-feeding. It's an Ouroboros right now. It's kind of fascinating.
Right. So I have to like double check things all the time.
That's why we do people. That's people are going to be here and they're going to read stuff. AI is going to collapse, and we're still going to have people doing the work.
Exactly.
It's going to be slower, but it's going to be work.
One of the other goals, and this is why we partnered with Epstein Data. Originally, I was kind of anti-AI because I have AI feelings, but I have grown, right? I don't love just the AI Epstein databases because there are errors, right? And we need to be careful with those. So I partnered with Epstein Data, and we actually work hand in hand, both with people and AI data. But the other part of our goals is to create tools for you, the audience, to be able and check things before you share them. So like my favorite tool, this tool gets me so giddy, it's so cool, is that Epstein Data created a reverse image search. That is the best reverse image search I have ever used. I even have a membership to a well-known image search.
Is it TinEye? No, TinEye is free.
Shh. I don't want to say anything negative about it. But I have a membership for our group to use to help with that. But the number one thing I'm seeing online that's creating damage are these fake images that people are showing, especially of yam tits and with little girls and things. We cannot have that. Before you share a picture, please check it on our Epstein Wiki reverse image search and make sure it's an actual picture. You just take it in, drop it in real quick, make sure that it actually was in the files, then share it.
Right, because, and there has been a problem with people trying to AI the redactions out, and that doesn't work because it guesses. That's
it guesses, and that tool has not been functional. We do have an AI that answers questions, but it's not very smart yet. We're still kind of figuring that piece out. The search tool is great.
The artificial isn't there.
Right. But the AI image search is important. We also, I've created a fact check section in there, and when Snopes does something, or factcheck.com or .org does something Epstein related, I always include it in there to make sure that people know. So like there was a video of like Trump and like a cannibal Satanist ritual thing going around for a little while with like little girls, like little blonde girls falling. Do you remember that video that went around for a minute?
A lot of those fake ones, and
yeah, totally fake
videos were trying to
nothing like that on there.
You know what's funny is the right-wing media is really adamant on crushing the fake things really fast.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, oh, he's innocent. Look at these. Look at the Dow. It's so amazing.
The Dow is above 50. Yeah, exactly.
I hope she hears that for the rest of her eternity.
The person who did that mix, the song mix of her, kudos to you. And if you see this, let me just say, thumbs up. I support your work. I loved it. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I also have to admit, I kind of like the Lego videos. I'm one of those people that have enjoyed the Epstein Lego videos. That
you can enjoy video without supporting what the country does.
So they have made.
My personal opinion is war is bad. So no matter
war
what.
is bad. The only benefit of war are the rich, and the rich are getting richer from the blood of children and the tears of mothers.
Whoa, that's dark. All right. I know. Aside from the war, let's go back to the Epstein stuff. So people can sign up to join to help.
Yep. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, but I promise I'm never going to ever say again, press a like button and subscribe. I'm never going to say that. I hate it when others do that. We're not stupid. We all know that we should hit the like button and subscribe. Okay.
Yeah. Hit the button. But yeah, like our intro, that's going to be AI generated, but that's okay because that's an okay use of AI.
We made a song. I do all the video teaser clips, though. Those are all me.
Right. We just want to disclose what is AI and
what is not.
The actual evidence work is human reviewed, but the creative stuff we have AI help.
We balance. Yes, we balance that. I tend to use it. I have.
If you want to be our graphic designer, we'll totally take.
Yes. If you want to, if you want to be a graphic designer, if you want to help with writing, if you want to do anything, we will burn the AI if we have the help to do it.
We have the manpower to do so.
We have the manpower. The only reason why we use it, and we only use it
because we're such a small crew,
and we don't use it for like fun, silly stuff. We actually are all because several people in our group are very anti-AI.
That's a lie. I use it for my D&D group, but that's different.
That's different.
That's fun stuff.
but we really try to do it, and our goal is, we do have kind of this dream goal that once the war is over, we all know which war I'm talking about. It's not the Iranian one.
Once the war is over.
Yes, once the war is over, and once we get our Epstein stuff, some more of the investigations leading to more justice and things like that, and we have the manpower, then we will never use that tool again. So
Right, we don't want to rely on AI. We want people. We want to pay people, but currently we're all volunteers.
And we're gonna stay volunteer basis.
We're gonna
for
stay
now.
nonprofit.
After 100% nonprofit forever. And in fact, we're not going to follow nonprofit paperwork until the administration changes, because we now have found out that they're about to start attacking more nonprofits.
We don't want to be that. We're not.
And we don't want
to.
We don't want to start with that kind of stuff right now. But our goal is eventually be a nonprofit so that people can come to us for free, but we can get grants that to help kind of subsidize the time of some of our sleuths.
Right. And like the servers and the time
we do have
to this.
Yes, we do have merch. We have a little t-shirt shop.
You can always buy merch.
It's not AI generated stuff. It's all mostly my art. Okay, so just so you know.
Are you wearing one right now?
I think so. Yeah, ICE is America's Gestapo. Like, is an example of one of my.
If you like that shirt, go buy it.
But I have some very specific butterfly designs that I'm putting on that will launch. We do have, if there's a sleuth that you get attached to and you really like their work, I'm asking you to please subscribe to all of our sleuth Substacks. And if you want to make a donation, make it to one of my sleuths. You don't need to make it to Butterfly directly. And really the best way to support a sleuth is to subscribe to a paying
I don't have a paying tier. I try and keep everything free, but
and I think
donations are
I wish you would. So
because mine's cybersecurity, I want people to learn stuff for free. And I want the information and the skills to be accessible to. I don't believe knowledge in this extent should be, behind a paywall.
That's a basic value in our mission statement, actually. In the Epstein Wiki values and mission, we specifically state that information should never be behind a paywall. Ever. With news, data, which should never be behind a paywall. It should be available for everyone. And so for that, we will never be behind a paywall. Not our Substacks, not our blogs, not our podcasts. We will always be out there, and we are always going to be available.
Now, if you do hear ads on the stuff, it's auto-generated from the websites it's posted on, but that's not going to us, so it doesn't count.
No.
Some people don't fully understand how ads work, so I had to clarify.
No, that's really true. Like on YouTube and all that, that's not us.
If you see a YouTube ad before the video is posted, that's
not us.
That is going to Google. They own that money. We don't get anything.
Absolutely.
We don't take sponsorships, right? No sponsorships.
We're just trying to do our best to, people will donate, and nobody is making a salary. I'm not making a salary. I am poor.
I have a full-time job outside of this.
Most all of us do have either a gig or have created a space to be, or trying
job
to
market's
get
hard
one.
right now.
Yeah. But the most valuable commodity any human has is their time. Because time is the one thing we can never get back. So.
Spoken like a true therapist. Good job.
I know, right? The therapist brain. So that's kind of a wrap up of our little team and what you're going to have to look forward to. I know this episode isn't super exciting, but they are going to get more tantalizing and exciting. Oh, that's the other thing. Most all of us hate the whole clickbait thing. Like,
we don't want to be clickbaity, but we have to play to the algorithm, so we'll
balance that as much as we can.
We'll try and do curiosity, but not necessarily rage baity.
Yeah, we're not going to say things.
It's not like he did this. It's who was this. It's a curiosity type of stream, not a accusation type of stream.
Right,
and I think that's important.
It is. It is. We're trying really hard to be more of a. I want to call us the Epstein Library of Alexandria.
Oh, until it gets burned down. But
Oh, we're not going to let it get burned down this time.
no, not with the internet. It's amazing.
I know, right? Also, support the Wayback Machine. The administration is trying to kill it. Make sure that you donate to the Wayback Machine. That
they're trying to kill it on piracy grounds. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's what I heard. But the Internet Archive is one of the most important tools in the entire world for us. It truly, I'm not exaggerating. I cannot tell you how reliant almost every investigation by every agency is dependent on it. It truly is.
It's good for everybody, really.
And it's good for everybody. Hell, I've gone back to look up things of mine so that I could capture an image that I had lost from a website way back when. And
the Wayback Machine goes way back.
It goes way back.
It's crazy how way back it goes. It must be incredibly data intensive.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
I'd love to see their server rack. I really would. Give me a tour.
So, back to the subject at hand. Now you have an idea of the Butterfly Bureau, which I think is kind of, I love the name of it and the style and all that. The Bureau. And you know, if you want to participate, we want you. Send questions, send leads, come volunteer.
If you don't want to volunteer and just want to hang out, you can go to the Discord too.
Yeah, and we have the Discord for hanging out purposes also. And totally, I think that's it.
Hang out there.
We didn't really talk a whole lot about everybody, but I think we'll introduce the sleuths as they kind of come in on the shows.
As they want to introduce themselves, that'll be more important.
As they want to come out of the closet, per se.
I was in the closet. Here I am.
I know, you're so out. I'm so proud of you.
I'll get used to it, and I'll be more confident, I promise.
You will. Oh, you need to talk about you have another podcast that I'm crazy about called Big Brother's Earpiece. I learned so much and all the mistakes I've been making.
Right. So the Big Brother's Earpiece, we cover data privacy, what's going on to the state surveillance, how it's attacking you. I currently just ended season 2, where we covered darker, more recent stuff going on. Mm-hmm. And then season 3 is going to come in at some point when I have free time. And we're going to be covering self-defense, data privacy aspects, how to protect your data online, what you can do to limit the data flow. It's all free. I want to make sure I focus on free tools because a lot of people will be like, do this service, pay us this amount for this month and we'll do the things for you. But not everybody has that ability, so they feel like it's out of reach.
Right.
And so I want to make sure that the ability is open source, free, available, easy to understand. I will try my darndest to break down all these technical terms to layman's terms so people can follow along. If you don't, please let me know. I try and invite average users so they can stop me if I start talking too technical because I get carried away. But that's what I do. I'm cybersecurity enthusiast, network engineer, dabbling. I do a lot of open source projects. I have a NAS, a home AI, home server. I'm very particular about my data online. That's why you won't see a background. I just the face showing was a hard part. The face was a new one, but here I am. Because I know what AI can do now and how the scams are, and so I want to make sure I'm protecting not just myself but those around me. Like my parents would be vulnerable to an AI scam, and I want to make sure that limiting my information online protects them as well. And that's what we cover, is that it's not just about you. The whole internet's, it's your kids. You put your kids out there unwillingly or unknowingly is the word for it. And then creepers will nudify them with AI tools now.
Like Grok.
Grok is
so please be careful posting your kids' pictures online.
Yes, I know they're so cute, and you wanna
And
post
I
all the
love seeing, especially
cute
like
shit.
Halloween and Christmas. I love watching my friends' kids. But
Yes, and there's better ways to do that than Facebook. But I understand. I understand that it's really hard to change and grab grandma off Facebook, and so we cover on like mediation grounds, like what can you do, except these extreme ones, and then there's a middle ground, of course. So that's what I attempt to teach people about. It's all free on Odyssey, Spotify. I can't get Apple to work without an Apple account, and I refuse to make one. So Substack, I'll write some words up because not everything has to be a video. But yeah, that's what I do, and I help these Epstein sleuths with their data privacy and their cyber stuff when they have tech questions. The funny one was someone was asking about an IP address, and I'm like, that's the new IP address. They're coming out. IPv6 is the new one, so they look kind of funny. They use a much larger data set than.
Oh, really?
Well, because the issue with IPv4 was we were running out. We ran out of IPv4 addresses, so they had to come up with a new one.
Oh dear!
The Band-Aid fix was the subnetting. So your home router will have 192.168.1.1. That'll typically be a router. And then your router will have one address, but everything in your house will have a subnet of that one. Right. And so we were still running out because everything is becoming smart now. Refrigerators, watches, everything. Water bottles are smart now. Toilets are smart. It's fucking crazy.
It's terrifying. Like literally there's a bidet seat you can get. And you can regulate the temperature and let it.
That sounds cool. I'll take the buttons on the side will work just for me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to buy a car newer than 2004 now.
No, actually, I have a 2019, and it's actually pretty safe data-wise.
Is it? We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, that'll be a whole episode. Cars.
That'll be I think cars needs to be. I'm kind of like I have like this little fixation about that, so I definitely need you to do an episode of that.
We'll do an episode about cars.
Okay,
good. Cars, digital safeties.
Because I'm hanging on to my 2001 truck because I don't want to get something newer.
Yeah, so I don't take brand sponsorships. It's all free. I want it to be free because I want to educate the public, and it also kind of serves as, hey, this is my knowledge. Please hire me to do a job, but I'm fine. I'm employed. I'm okay. I'm okay as is. Yeah. It's a union job. It's even good.
Oh, that's really good, actually.
I got benefits. It's credit. So that's the sleuths. That's me. I'm sorry I talked too long about myself.
No, you did great.
But that's yes, please stay tuned. We are going to be producing these weekly is the goal, but if we skip one, it's because we're all busy digging into the new batch of Epstein files or something. So give us grace.
Our goal is weekly, and we're just getting started, and none of us are pros. None of us are professionals, so you're also. It's a little bit like giving grandma a brand new laptop and saying, "Okay, grandma, let's start a podcast."
Yeah, grandma, let's go.
Let's go, grandma.
So yeah, that's what we do, and we are very excited to move forward this new project. I think we're already gaining some traction. People are excited for our teasers.
Yeah, they really are. They really are.
We'll be posting shorts. I think Substack is the place we'll be recording because they auto-generate shorts. So
I really like. By the way, I want to put first of all, Substack doesn't pay us anything.
No.
Like they're not a sponsor. But let me tell you, it is
I'm just
by
explaining
far.
That it's a good
site. It has become my most favorite social site. It is my most favorite. It has replaced my subscriptions to the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Atlantic. I am like no more mainstream media that's billionaire owned. And I have found the most reliable and the best journalism I have seen in probably 2 decades is done on Substack. So even if you don't engage in like the chats and all that sort of stuff, I get a subscription and find yourself really reliable indie journalists and support them. Substack
But
is really
diversify
the
your
best.
intake of news. You don't want to
Yeah.
echo chamber yourself. That would be bad.
I also am a fan of Ground News. I pay for a subscription of Ground News. We're not
Me too.
sponsors or anything like that. Ground
No,
News is
we
the
just,
other
we just
place.
like their product.
We love their products. So both, again,
We
Substack,
make no money. Yeah.
Substack, Ground News. Those are your two best sources for news. Please, please, please. Best
And you can
sources for
trust us
news.
because they're not paying us to say this.
Yeah,
Although I'd
we
like
are
to take
not.
their
They are
money.
not affiliates. No, we pay them. Okay,
We pay them out of my money that I make.
out of our money, and so this is part of why we are very with this dawn of misinformation and propaganda. I think our group is a little bit anal retentive about like fact checking and such. Our group is pretty strong, and what I love about it is we're not afraid to call each other out and say, "Where are your receipts on that one?"
Yeah, that's our
You
basic
know,
catchphrase.
like,
Our catchphrase is
where's the receipts? Where's the receipts? Don't come to me with this unless you have a receipt, or unless you're asking me to help you hunt for those receipts. You know,
We'll
that
help
you have a
hunt for
hypothesis.
receipts, yes.
Yes, we'll help hunt for receipts, but like I occasionally pop in there. I'll be in the shower and have like a thought and be like jumping out of the shower and texting, okay, so what if we think that blah, 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 blah.
Right. And that's okay.
And that's good. That's
what the
brainstorming.
group is for.
But,
You know,
all right.
we follow leads. We don't speculate. We don't conspiracy.
Mhm.
We don't. But we hang out, and I think we're pretty close friends, I would say.
Yeah, we've all become pretty a good net little family, actually.
It's been a good time, and I think
Mhm.
as we grow, we'll allow more people in, and that'll be
Mhm.
important too.
Mhm.
Within reason, we can't, like I said, the internet's an untrustworthy place.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All
scary
right.
people
Well, we'll
there.
see you next week.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.